This is the Temple of Sybil. We can go read what it says.
Okay, we still in Łazienki in Warsaw. We just back. Tara turned the live stream back to working. Hopefully we're gonna get good signal. And in the Łazienki here, they have some kind of Egyptian monuments, but I don't know what exactly it's representing. So Tara gonna find out what it's representing. Hey, Devon. Good to see you again.
No, it's all in Polish, Dad.
No, it's what is it? Well, let me tell you something. Okay. On Follows, wykonany przez Krystynę Popangegori, I think some kind of, I don't know. Well, it's a temple, Sibyl temple. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Probably I can. Well, it's a temple, Sibyl temple, but I heard about the Sibyl temple before, but I don't know what exactly.
I think this was wasn't this like a gift to Poland?
Well,
There's an engraved stone over here.
huh?
Engraved stone is over there
Okay.
with the writing.
Well, whatever it is, it looks nice. It's not that big as you see it, but looks nice. Some kind of Sibyl temple. So Tara is still looking for the Chopin statue. I think we have to go up and follow the leader. Okay. Well, they have a lot of beautiful cities in Poland, and you know, whenever we can do that. But the next our step it is to fly back to United States. You know, and I'm anxious that Tara gonna start working on my project. I don't think Tara, that's the exit. Is there another road there? Okay. I see a car over there. If I remember, that was a car which was drove by Piłsudski, the president, who actually, thanks to him, before the war, Poland became a free country. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about Piłsudski if we see that was his car. Well, Piłsudski basically was in jail in Germany because he refused to do what the German told him. But when the Germans lost the war, they says, okay, don't touch the Germany, go east as much you can. And that's what he did. Okay, and this is the Cadillac. Yeah, that's the Piłsudski car. The car, it was produced in the United States, ordered by Polish government. I'm gonna tell you, but now you can see that it is behind the glass and has some history. I don't think Poland would sell that car for any price. It's part of Polish history. I think it's gonna be to the right? This is the map. So finally we going the right direction to see the Chopin statue. Yeah, so the number 11 should be the statue, right? Yeah. We here, so we're very close to the Chopin statue.
Show them the costumes.
Oh yeah.
Have some kids on the.
I want to show you the children in a costume, and in front of the Marshal Józef Piłsudski, the creator of the Poland after the First World War. Yeah. To są krakowskie? Z Krakowa, okej. To co myślałem. Ktoś mówi po angielsku może? Nie. Little, okej. Myślałem, że jakieś tego interwiu mogę dla Amerykanów. Okej. Dziękuję. A?
Is it a celebration? Like what are they? Are
Let me ask him. To jest tylko wycieczka z Krakowa, tak?
To znaczy, to przyjechały szczególnie dzieci.
Aha.
To jest koło gospodyń i gospodarzy dziecięce. Pierwsze i chyba jedyne w Polsce na razie. I tak samo Mały Sołtys.
Okej.
Pierwszy w Polsce Mały Sołtys.
Okej. To jest z tego organizacja dziecięca.
Tak.
Okay, this is the organization from Krakow, and they taking care of the children in Krakow, and they bringing them to Łazienki to show them Warsaw. Okay.
No to nie jest Kraków, bo my jesteśmy z okolic Krakowa.
Bez różnicy, dlatego te stroje krakowskie i te. Yeah. My jesteśmy z Polish American Brotherhood z Florydy, Orlando. Przyjemnie było rozmawiać z Państwem. Dziękuję. Do widzenia.
That's cool. So they dressed up the children in the traditional costumes,
Yeah.
in the national costumes, and then show them Warsaw.
Okay, we're going now towards the Chopin statue. Look again, let me see what works this way. Okay. Put the nice here. Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Tara. And this is the next, after the trees, there is a Chopin statue, and I see quite a bit of people there. So basically, we're here showing you the car, and Marshal Piłsudski. Well, he actually is the creator of Poland. After 100, I believe 127 years or something like that, Poland didn't exist. Disappeared completely from map. I don't know if I should call that the First World War was blessing for Poland, because maybe if the Germans or Russian would be too strong, Poland never would probably come back to life. So Poland born again, and as you know, in 1920, Lenin ordered to attack Poland, and they came with the very strong Russian army to all the way to Warsaw, to Wisła. But you know, the spirit of Polish people came back, and they knocked the Russians out. What they called that Wisła was full of blood, of Russian blood. You know, they got their lessons, okay, but you know, history kind of was still bad for Poland. 20 years later, the German attacked again. And of course, as they do today, Putin and Merkel shaking hands, and they are ready to make a deal. 50% for you, 50% for us. Take the East Poland, we're gonna take the West Poland. So hopefully the history not gonna repeat again, you know. So, like I said, we love to be in European, but we're not gonna let the outside country to, not me, but the Polish government, what is now, not gonna let the outside country to run politically Polish people. They've been fighting for hundreds of years for this fatherland, and hopefully it will stay that way. Okay, Tara, we're coming back, so now we're gonna, no, I'm fine. So we're gonna go to the Chopin statue. Well, Russia was always threat to Poland, and you know, I don't know, human nature, it is to rule the world. I mean, you know, how much, how much you want it? I mean, if we can stay friends, you know, eventually the history will change. And if you use by force, you either can be winner or loser. And like Germany, they use all the force they could have it and end up with less after the war. You know, well, the German people are very bright and smart, and you know, you can see by you know, the technology in Germany is great, okay, but the politician, we blame the politician, not the people itself. We blame the politicians for doing all that bullshit in the world.
I have a lot of friends that are from Germany. I have a lot of friends that are Chinese from China, and it's whenever we like say it, we're talking about the government. We're not talking about people.
Yeah, we love all the people. We love all the people all over the world. But sometimes we disagree with the government, what they try to do. You know, it's like, you know, you know, when you're rich, you want to be richer, and you never have enough. Eventually, whatever you work for your life, it might end up with nothing. You give to your children or family the money, and easy comes, easy goes, okay? And I know a lot of those rich people gave to the family, and they went to Las Vegas and lost their money in one day. You know, so there is no reason to be greedy, you know.
Concerts here in the park.
Yeah, they have sometimes concert here, like Tara says, Chopin concert, and this is his statue here. Okay, we can get closer probably.
Let me zoom in for them. It's beautiful. Hey Nicole, yes, I'm going to be in LA next by next Saturday. I think we'll get into LA probably Thursday or Friday. There's the Fall Love Rally that's going to be in LA that we are heading to. Statue of Chopin. Let's head over to one of Chopin's benches are over here. Hey Muse. Guys, now I love these benches. There we go. Is there a vocal minority in Poland? You know, I'm gonna have to ask my dad about that. The Friedrich Chopin Monument. The Friedrich Chopin Monument. The Chopin statue was a long time being erected. The Russians forbidding it, and the First World War delaying the project further. It only being completed in 1926. During Poland's independence in 1940, it was blown up by the Nazis and disappeared. But by 1958, it had been copied from the available records and was back in place. Today, the magnificent sculpture by Szymanowski is one of Warsaw's most famous symbols. All right, quickly, I'm going to take a photo using the camera, so it's going to buffer when I do that, okay? Oops. There we go.
Okay, Tara gave me again the camera, so everybody know who was the Chopin, I'm sure. And well, if you mention about Belarus, okay. Well, I feel sorry for those people in Belarus because they would like to see the country probably closer to the West Europe. But you know, the situation, it is a little bit different. Mostly Belarus is consists of the Polish, Belarus, and Russian people, and President Lukashenko, till he gonna be in power, then he gonna be closer to the Russian than the Europe. Well, you know, the history always change, so we just have to be patient. We cannot just go and, you know, especially, you know, the bad thing it is what's happening by the Brussels to Poland, the Lukashenko using that propaganda, okay, that they try to install the like Soviet style, you know, system in Poland that hey, the Brussels has to, whatever the Brussels make the decision, Poland have to do it, you know, and they should lower down, you know, let the country solve their own problems, and that would be better. Then the Ukrainian, Belarus would see the good things about the Western Union, and probably it would be better. But looks like the Western Europe, the rich country, try to solve the problem by force, and that brings only to kind of disaster for Eastern countries which just get the freedom from the Soviets. But even with all these problems, what the Western Europe giving to Poland, Poland getting stronger and stronger. The economy grows good. They try to create the 3Cs, you know, and as you see, in every city, the high rises of buildings, there are a lot of investment. I think Tara is calling me. I just sit on a bench and try to get relaxed, and she's anxious to Go see around. Yeah, that's kind of, it's a verbal aggression, but you know the when they saying from Brussels, hey, close the power plant, which 10% of Poland is dependent on it, okay? And they telling to Poland, don't worry about it. We're gonna sell you the power from Germany. That's kind of, I think it's nasty. It's a bullshit. We cannot lose the own power plant, especially that the coal on a German side, they have like 4 or 5 power plants there, and they not saying that they're not polluting the air. It's just one power plant in Poland bothers them. Yeah, well, Poland do everything. They putting a lot of planting trees in Poland to keep CO2 down.
One of the guys in the chat asked about if there is a minority that are in Poland that are nostalgic for like the Soviet days, that they liked communism here.
Well, don't forget that Poland was under the Soviet for a long time, and a lot of also Polish people mixed with the Russians. They hold the power. They had a good life, but majority of Poland was very poor under the Soviet occupation here. That includes me. I just went to America, Well, one thing, I didn't like the system here, but also I was having a poor life, So thanks to America, I better myself, and I gave the better life for my children. Yeah, America make a lot of pollution, but like I says, if we can solve the problem for the homeless, we're gonna lower the emission CO2 about. I would say we can lower even solving the problem with the homeless by 20%, and that will be a lot. You can say how you can do that. Okay, just by planting trees, and the homeless people will love to plant the trees. Not only that they can plant the fruit trees or plant the vegetables, but they also gonna plant the trees which are good for the environment and good, for the absorbing the CO2. And also, if we can solve the problem with retirees, we're gonna make them live more economically, using less energy than living in houses and stuff. Think. Yeah, well, especially me. I'm glad that Poland got finally the freedom from the Soviets. There's no reason to that the Soviets would be so strong and dictate the world their way. I don't think anybody wants to be the Soviets' power. I mean, if the Russian likes to be like that, I don't care. But the other countries, like the East Europe, they've been fighting for the freedom. Right. Can you believe it? That even in Berlin they built the statue. They put the statue of Lenin. Can you believe that happened in Germany? I don't. When I heard this, I kind of. Germany put the statue of Lenin in Berlin. What the hell is going on? I don't understand those things. One thing I have to explain you that the Germany getting bigger and bigger, and they try to rule the Europe, and eventually they they want to become like the Soviets, you know, and turn the Europe to they call democratic, but they try to run the Europe the Soviet style, you know. Well, the statute, what they put in Berlin, that was not too long ago. I believe in 2 years ago.
Duże eventy, ale to jakieś jest zastosowane.
Yeah, that's right. The body of Lenin is still there.
Kebab.
Huh?
The meat skewer from the kebab.
Kebab. I don't know what that is. Tara is laughing that is a kebab statue. There is a lot of now kebab restaurants in Poland.
Polyurethane resin cast of another full-size model in cedar. The artist started work with this material in
Okay.
2002, making the work katul katul. Katul katul. It sounds like in Filipino, katul means like miss if you're like pulling. Which we can now see in Yorkshire Sculpture Park in Great Britain. Elegant Ka, the second was the form of a solid column delicately twisted around its axis like a Renaissance figura serpentinata. It swells from the thin base to a hefty top. Cast in resin, the sculpture is light and ephemeral. The texture of its surface changes from the delicately carved base through the ragged middle part of the delicately wavy top part of the mask. Lighted from the inside, the translucent resin adds a poetic glow to the sculpture. Oh, okay. Where is I see it now.
Well, don't forget when Lenin made that revolution, and also that Lenin was sponsored by the Germans to go to Russia and make that revolution. And Lenin promised, once we turn to the communists, there's never going to be war. Well, guess what? He attacked Poland. 1920, he put his army to destroy Poland. Well, in surprising, the God was on our side, and well, Lake Wałęsa, as everybody knows, Bolek. Sometimes the media still putting him in the air, and when they showing him with the shirt Constitution. Now, when Poland fighting for the Constitution, all the leftists, all the opposition throw the shirts out. So we saying, let's go pick up the Constitution shirts and wash them and wear them. So the opposition doesn't know what they want exactly. They don't have any programs for Poland. We ask them, what's your programs? They are deaf. They don't want to answer. We actually sometimes they say, we don't have a program. The program gonna be after we're gonna win. Well, tell us how you can win without the program. Oh, we had a mouse here. Did you see the mouse? It ran away from your foot. It went there.
Little ratatouille?
Yeah.
Like a sculpture garden, guys.
There is a naked guy with the goat. I don't know what the hell that's mean. Yeah, you're right. They left it. They believe in God, but they so hypocritical, you know, that they're fighting the church in Poland. At the same time, they know they cannot win the church, so they say, "Oh, we're okay with the church. Just vote for us," you know. As you notice, the lions are everywhere. It's basically what they showing is the power of. Yeah, I see the lions not sometimes in at the front of the houses. I have to tell you, I have the lions too. Not the same size what they here, but they two lions on the front of my door.
This is the back. We gotta go around, I think.
So we on the back of this building, and yeah, the west side of Poland is more developed, but don't forget that right now the east side is developing faster than the west side, especially when they building that Via Carpatia, which runs all the way from the north to the south, from Lithuania to Greece. Also will connect the Turkey. Yeah, you're probably right about the Finland. Yes, I know it's Estonia too, but the most important, the longest highway will be probably in Poland because that's the biggest country in on the east side of Europe. You know, White House, that's looks like smaller version. I don't think so.
Unavailable during winter. Okay. I saw somebody inside. There's somebody in there.
I don't think through the glass you can see good.
A little bit.
Yeah. I think this is like a clock.
It's a clock, yeah.
Yeah.
Sundial. Sundial.
Yeah, you're right. That was zegar słoneczny.
Chinese pavilion over there.
Uh-huh.
Chinese pavilion.
It looks like Chinese, yeah.
But it's fenced off.
It's a gazebo or a
Yeah.
building.
It's like a gazebo.
Uh-huh.
Probably it looks fenced off. Maybe it's a new addition to the park. It's a tiny boat or something.
Well, Poland doesn't have that much tornadoes. I heard there was once in a while, but not that many.
Not today. Everyone's doing the wedding photos here.
Yeah, Poles and Russian people, we okay, but I guess with there's a big disagreement between the politicians. That's mean the Poland is afraid of Russia being too powerful, and that someday, like they accusing there is a lot of agencies against the Polish government from either Russia or Germany. That's why, because Poland is afraid, they bringing the NATO, and during the Trump administration, we're supposed to get a lot of American soldiers on Polish land, and Poland loved that. Not every Poles, but most of the Polish people like the Americans on Polish soil. And also, for your knowledge, Poland just bought 250 Abrams tanks, and I forgot how many F-35 airplanes. They canceled the contract with France. Well, I'm sure that a lot of money coming from the globalists, and they try to create disrupt American.
I think this is the one that I was thinking of, Little White House with the columns. The Little White House.
Okay.
Dude, they have those cones I like. Waffle.
Junk food.
Yeah, it smells so good.
Yeah. Can get probably.
We'll get it later. I want to get that cone I like.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, we know that Americans hate the communists, but also American way, we have to solve the problem with the homeless and retirees. Otherwise, the communists gonna have always something to say. Look at the poor people in America. That's what the capitalist is doing, or something like that. We cannot give the communists excuse to brainwash the young people. We have to solve the homeless people, homeless problems in America, and retirees problem, and then kick the communists out. I guess I'm getting a little bit too political, and even my project are a little bit political, but it is just thinking about the people. As you see the lions again, vision of the power.
Take this. So this is the back of the Szczepanski Palace. What I like with like lakes is how they reflect. This palace is where the last king held his famous Thursday dinner. Nice. The swans, I saw them on the other side, and there's also a peacock over here. Here, Dad. Take this one. I'm going to film with this.
Well, don't forget that communism is just held by the power. As you see in Cuba, they won't let people out from Cuba, you know. So is that what you want to be? You want to go to another country, you cannot go? You know, people want to be free. If I want to go to another country, why not? Why, you know, that was when I was used to live in Poland. I couldn't go to another country. They sometimes let you go to another communist country. But if I want to go, let's say, to Italy, they're not going to give you passports. That was during my time when I used to live in Poland.
You have to comply in order to get a passport. Sounds long, huh?
Yeah. The New World Order, that's, you know, another part of the controlling people. And one way to control it is to install one government, and nobody have nothing to say. You say something, they will chop you out. Yeah, Poland has more freedom now than America, because you see there is a lot of Paris. Whatever they talk sometimes bullshit, and they're free to say whatever they want to, you know.
Procesory już nie działają, ramu brakuje trochę.
I guess people getting even here to get married, weddings, stuff like that.
This is something you can do inside. Oh.
Hi, Paul. How about we go find a milk bar and have lunch? You want to do that, Dad? Good idea.
We can go back live. Let's go in the booth there. Alright guys, we're going to cut off this stream. We're going to go find a milk bar and have lunch there. And so we'll probably go back live when we're in the milk bar so Dad can explain some of the traditional Polish foods that you will find in the milk bar. So till then, give us a couple and we'll see you guys back soon.